So no, I don't. It's a good sign to be hungry in the morning. It's a healthy sign. You don't have to have what the Italians call the English breakfast. You don't have to have like sausages and eggs and stuff like that. I just have decaf and a bunch of butter. I do though have a small piece of jerky. If I do have the waves are bigger and I'm going out paddleboarding,
Mm.
and my heart rate's going to be higher handling those waves, I'll have a little bit of protein, but usually it's just decaf and butter. I'll have lunch and then I'll have dinner. If I have a lot of clients throughout the day, I may run and get a piece of jerky because my brain is on fire. So I need to give myself something during the day. So I believe it's snacking too, if it's fat or protein. High fat carnivore, you are promoting autophagy. And guess what regulates autophagy? T3, thyroid hormone. Okay, so a lot of people aren't or can't in the morning. So when you're sleeping, you're not eating. Your liver is going to produce blood sugar for you to get through the night. I usually say measure ketones an hour after you've had a fatty meal, because in the morning they'll be low and blood sugar will usually be higher than you expect it to be on a carnivore high fat keto diet, because that liver has been producing sugar throughout the night. You want those ketones to be used. They have to be in circulation to give you energy, right? So you want to measure when you've replenished them. Your immune system is looking for viruses and proteins, viruses and bacteria, right? So these are made out of proteins. So gluten can have an effect. Dairy proteins can have an effect. That's why I don't usually recommend the white dairy like mozzarella and kefir and things like that, because there's a ton of milk proteins in them. Butter has a teeny tiny amount of milk protein. However, someone who's very sensitive, has high food sensitivities, their immune system is hyper vigilant, may react to the butter. Very few people do, but some do. I would say lamb and beef tallow, but I would also further investigate if that person has amenorrhea. They're probably hypothyroid, or they need a bunch of iodine. Well, they initially rise because maybe you're eating higher fat. So triglycerides are basically unused fat. I see people, so initially they'll rise because all of it, if you've been eating low fat for decades, they're definitely going to go up because all of a sudden there's more fat. They're made out of, they're fatty acids. They're basically energy that hasn't turned into ATP yet. If it remains, and it may be a transition period, if they remain high, there is an issue with your turning those triglycerides into fatty acids into ATP. I want women between 220 and 320. If it's 500, and their triglycerides are over 100, and it stays that way, I would say look into thyroid function.